Yeah, this is your boy Arm Smash, and today I'm gonna discuss why I think 9.1 is terrible. Now, before we, fucking engulf ourselves into that part, I want to go over some history with Blizzard, um, as I feel like there's a trend here, a really big trend. I don't think it's just WoW that's in a bad state. So if you look at the launch of Diablo 3, it was not in a good state. And the only real thing that fixed that game was, what was it, Reaper of Souls, the expansion come out for that. It, it, it was good. The game's pretty fun now, but they're not releasing anything for Diablo 3. That game's dead. Hearthstone, that game's dying, and it's so pay to win that unless you want to compete with someone else's wallet, you don't play Hearthstone. So that's one off the table. And apparently the expansions are getting pretty lackluster compared to the previous ones, and that's not good. And yeah, Overwatch. Blizzard doesn't even make the skins for the game, and we've got no idea when Overwatch 2 is coming out. So yeah, Overwatch is pretty dead right now. And Heroes of the Storm. They canned that game without even telling the people that work for the esports. Yeah, that game's dead. Warcraft 3 Reforged. Yeah, let's devalue a critically acclaimed game because that's what they did. And there's no proper matchmaking with Warcraft 3 Reforged. It is terrible. Um, and the game's just a buggy mess. And even on the tournaments, there was just constant issues where they had to restart repeatedly, and they couldn't get it working. It's not even funny. And now let's get to the recent trend of WoW. Now I feel like a good point to start with is Warlords of Draenor. It had a brilliant launch, and then absolutely nothing to do, more or less, for the rest of the expansion, and an entire raid tier got canned. Yeah, that content was just not there. So they learned that. Legion come out and we had issues with the legendary system and the artifacts. But other than that, I personally think Legion was a really good expansion. It had content coming out every 77 days. You had loads to do. They've the classes were really simplistic. I do think that was a bit of a con with Legion, the pruning that happened, and it was a shame, but it was a pretty good point in the game. And then we had BFA, and it was just they were told about problem after problem after problem, and they did nothing really of substance to deal with these bad systems that they've invented in their own heads, like the Azerite armor that was just not engaging whatsoever. The mythic chest, another con with the game, I personally think it's turned into the Great Vault, is you were essentially how the chest originally worked. You did let's say you did a plus 15 at the end of the week. You get higher scaled item level gear. Just you do one dungeon, and you literally sit there praying at this RNG loot box, hoping you get what you want. It's essentially it's their way of trying to retain players doing content and keep moving the goalposts. And obviously, time for Titan Forging was a thing at the time, which wasn't really good. And I think it's bad game design because you've got this extra thing, an extra chance. Now, at the moment, that extra chance is like, oh shit, I need to get this thing. And every week, you more or less, you don't get the item you need. And you just kind of being forced into the Great Vault, which it's not the worst thing, but I don't think it's good for the game. I think just, hey, you want PvP gear? Go and PvP. Get the gear. Have fun. and focus on creating new battlegrounds and new content like that that's engaging, like the Mage Tower, for example. What they said about the Mage Tower was we don't want to do a Mage Tower right now because we don't know what would be the cool enough reward. They think of the rewards for the content before they actually make the content, and it's crazy. So you've essentially got all of these really jaded developers in a room, like, hey, how can we make this content rewarding? When you play a game, you play a game to have fun. Like, that's usually the reason is it's to have fun and have an escape, and the game just isn't that fun. Like, at the moment, you've got your daily quests or weeklies or whatever they are to get your renown up. You've got to do those. Then you've got your Corthia reputation that's tied to player power. You've got to do that. You've got your weekly Torghast runs. You've got to do that. And then, oh, hey, there's this legendary recipe in the new raid, and you're not in a guild because your server's legitimately dead, and they haven't done anything about these dead servers for ages because they're making money off realm transfers. And in Warlords of Draenor, the lower pop servers were marketed as new player servers, and a lot of people started the game on these servers, and now they're dead. So the problem is with that is you've got all these people that need to, do a raid, so they pug it, and it don't go well. And then, there's a boosting service. Now, here's the problem with 9.1, and a lot of people, especially in the PvP community, are going to be dealing is the boosting in this game. And boosting's not, the main issue. It's caused by these systems. You need to be, let's say you want to do arena and you need the best gear for about, I don't know, 120 quid. What's that, like $150? Best gear. You've already pretty much got glad at that point. You've just bought it, and that's the game done. That's the achievements done that you wanted, and then you can go back and play Dark Souls or something. And the reason why this has come about is the LFG tool sucks. Finding a guild right now sucks. You need to go onto third-party websites and basically write a job application of why you want to be in this guild. And you essentially just copy and paste your application because it's the only smart thing you can do. And finding a guild at the moment, if you're on a dead server, some people don't have the money to do these round transfers. In Classic, if you're on a low pop server or is it a high pop server, you could switch to a lower one or something like that. And I think they need to offer this or do a lot of realm merges because these EU realms, there's so many of them that are just dead. Like, and the game doesn't have the highest amount of subscriptions at the moment either. And the issue with Shadowlands is they are creating friction with like the conduit system having like daily uses or whatever to switch them out. So if you've got you've switched them to your PvE build, now you want to go PvP, you can't. You can't do arena. So that makes it harder to play with people. And then this legendary system, unless you've got your best legendary, you can't play with someone. So, okay, you go and do your Torghast runs, which Torghast is literally unfun. It's not good. It is just awful. And so you're forced to do your Torghast, and it's just boring. There's nothing of substance in there. The bosses literally do like one coned in front. You got to kick one, and I think they're like to stun you. I don't even know what they do. It's that boring. You know what I mean? I just go in there and I get the loot that you need. And the Soul Ash is just it's not good. And they even created friction for you to transfer it to an ult. So you have to do a run and buy the item while you're doing the run, and you actually lose some soul ash to send it to your ult. And I think you can only have like 2 of these in your bags. So you have to repeatedly do runs to send it to your ult. Why? Why can't I just send it? That'd be great. And that's bad. So that makes it harder for you to try something new if you're not enjoying your spec. And it's like you see all these things you got to do to, have a change. It's like, I'm just going to quit this game at this point. And then to actually play the spec you're uncomfortable with, you need to do the content to get gear. But the problem with the massive power creep at the moment, it's absolutely huge, is say you want to do arena, you just get dumpstered. And because you're low gear, no one wants to queue with you. Like, what, you're 214, 209, right, in 9.1? No one wants to play with you. And because your rating's low, you can't get gear. And because of the shit kind of looking for group tool, it's so hard to find people. And a lot of returning players, a lot of their friends ain't coming back to this game. But myself, I've got so many people that are offline for like 6 months, 4 months. I don't want to remove them in case they'll come back. So my battle tag's more or less full. It's so hard to find people to play with in this game because less people are playing, or it's perceived that less people are playing because less people are actively looking for group. And it's harder to find groups. And what's this has caused is insane toxicity in the player base. It's crazy. Like Legion, we didn't have this issue with the start template. You just signed up and they're looking for group tool. You said you'd experience. You hopped into Discord and you played the game. It was great. Same with WoD, more or less. You got your gear, you joined and you hopped into, what was it, TeamSpeak, Mumble, or one of those that you got your IP stolen and you got DDoS multiple times. That was good times. But what I'm trying to say is Blizzard hasn't fixed anything. Like the legendary system with the shards of domination, you have to go and refarm your soul ash to make you legendary again. You can't just, refund it completely or just upgrade it to have the gem slot. So you got to do more. You got to do more dailies. And the problem is with this content, it is content, but it's not enjoyable. And I think that's the problem. The most of the content you are doing in Shadowlands Season 2, 9.1, is dailies, world quests, and Covenant quests. And that's not the content you buy the game for. What you buy World of Warcraft for is to go and do raids with your friends, is to play arena with your boys, or random battlegrounds, or just to do dumb shit with other people, human interaction. That is what an MMO is. Like, what an MMO kind of is, almost, is you've got like a new raid tier. That raid tier is an excuse to get to know these people. It is an excuse. Because without that raid tier, you wouldn't interact with these people ever. And I think that's the beautiful thing about an MMO is you level up your character. You meet people along the way. You can see this. If you want to experience that, go and play the Burning Crusade Classic. You're going to have a way better experience in retail at the moment. But you level up, you get your gear, you do dungeons, and you keep seeing these people, and you play with them, and it's really cool. And you make friends. And those friends, you could know for 6 years plus. If you know what I mean? And you play other games together, and that's the wonderful thing. And retail is making that very hard to do. And this is why World of Warcraft feels so lackluster right now, is you can't find people to play with. Like, and these systems are making it worse to be able to play with other people. So you're ending up sat alone, doing dailies, sat in LFG for like 2 hours trying to find a fucking group just to play the game that you're paying like $15 or £10 a month, or was it €12, something like that, a month for, and like 35 to £80 an expansion. Just sat doing dailies. Yeah. So if you're not enjoying World of Warcraft at the moment, and 9.1 isn't what you thought it was going to be, try to just find anyone to play with that's cool and fun and doesn't rage all the time like me. And if that's not working, keep trying. And if you're just not having fun and not enjoying the game, play something else. Because at the end of the day, if you're not enjoying what you're spending your money on each month, play something else. Seriously. There's so many other games you can play at the moment with people. You've got Valheim. That game's great. It's taken a while for content to get out for it, but that game's really fun. It's really, really enjoyable. And you've got Dark Souls games. You can play those with friends. You've got, what was it, Mordhau? That game's pretty sick. The combat's quite good in that. You've got so many other ways to enjoy gaming still. And I think this is the issue with World of Warcraft at the moment. There's nothing really of substance in the game at all, except for like raiding, Mythic Plus, and Arena. And most of it's like to raid. I've got a like I forgot what these things are called, but imagine you wanna go bowling, all right? So you go to the bowling alley, and you get there. And it's like, okay, cool. You pay, you put your shoes on, and then the guy tells you, "Hey, you can't just bowl. No, it's not how it works here. All right, you can't just bowl. But that's what you paid to do. To bowl, you got to throw a dart at the dartboard and get a bullseye. That's one ball. That's one. You toss that ball, you've got to throw a dart again. All right? But then you find out to throw a dart, all right, you've got to play a game of pool and win. Yeah. But you came to do bowling, but you've got to do all these extra things just to bowl. And that is what Shadowlands feels like right now. Like, instead what Blizzard could do, be like, hey, you know what? We're not going to force you to do anything. Here's your raiding. Here's a progression path through that raid tier. Here's your PvP. Go and have fun. Here's some new arenas. Hopefully they don't do another Spears of Ascension and actually flashbang you. That arena is so bright, it's not even funny. But it does look kind of cool. And new battlegrounds or whatever. New PvP zones, if they did something like that, that'd be great. Add some random rewards or whatever, and just focus on making the game fun. Like, the leveling experience, for example, is not fun at the moment at all, actually. Like, for example, we're going to look at, let's say you start in the game and you're probably going to get directed to the new questing experience. What's it called? I can't remember. Exile's Reach, that's it. So you get shoved into Exile's Reach. All the quests are voice acted, and it's really high quality. And the tutorials are pretty good, genuinely. And then you get pushed through the what is it? BFA content. So you do the BFA content, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, I've done that. And the questing, most of it's voice acted. It's really good, high quality questing. Like the BFA experience, was pretty decent, like questing wise, except for all of the daily content that's really boring, and that's good. Sorry about that. And it's really high quality. You go anywhere else, half of it's not voice acted. It just doesn't feel as polished compared to other games, and I think other games do this way better. It's just the difficulty isn't there, and it's not really difficulty. Like, I'm gonna switch back to WoW. Right, so imagine you're doing Westfall. All right. Now in Classic, this pretty difficult area for your low level. These fields have got like the Iron Guys, and you're aware of these things. And the beach here can be pretty challenging, and you got quests here. So you have a route almost, and it's like you've got all this pacing, and you're running back and forth, and you remember these zones. Like you've got little parts of the village that come out here and that, and you've got the entrance there, and there's like a few houses here and a couple that come out here, and then you go out from the dungeon here, and there's a bunch of mob camps up here, and you remember these areas because they are more difficult. Now you just there's a mob pack, yeah, I'll just basically do that on my keyboard and it's dead. And there's no pacing there. And the beautiful thing with what WoW had was you buy, I don't know, Cataclysm. There's difficult. I think it changed in but Wrath, right? You've got difficult content in the classic, but vanilla TBC. You got to level through that. It's fairly difficult. And you've got this almost the rest of the game that you've got to get through, like actually enjoyable content that you've got to play through to get to the end game. And now none of that exists. So the end game's literally just daily after daily after daily. And I think that Blizzard needs to change this because it doesn't feel like a whole game anymore. It feels like you buy WoW, you do arena. You buy WoW, you do raiding and dailies. Like that's what WoW is now. That's what it's become. And it just does not feel that high quality. Like you play ESO, the questing's brilliant. Like it's actually brilliant. I can't really speak about Final Fantasy, but I've heard it's pretty good. And there's challenging content there. And the content doesn't need to be challenging almost. It's the pacing. It's all this time gating and different things where originally how the game was is your power's here, the mobs are here. So you either find someone to do those mobs with, or you come back and clear them. And there's none of that anymore. And that's not what, MMOs, it's not how they work. The progression path is just these systems and then that's it. All right. You do the legendary system and the gearing system, and that is what you pay for each month. And WoW doesn't feel as high quality anymore, and it just feels lackluster. So I play to do PvP. I've just returned today. My rating's pretty rat. Haven't played threes yet this season, and I know let's look here. Like, let's look on here. We'll see how many boosters there are. And I think this is a massive problem. So we'll go into Shadowlands raids. Boost. Just report them. Like, there's so many, and Blizzard isn't doing anything about it except for this report function. And it's like some of them will, if there's ones in German, I won't be able to, or other language, but most of them are in English. That's all of them in this. So we'll go to dungeons. Here we go. fatboss.top. Now, let's go to this website. .fatboss.top. So, oh. Let's send a little message. Do you realize this website is in breach with the terms of use of Warcraft, and you could be subjected to legal action? So we'll do that. It's a bot. But it's like, it's so blatant. Like, look at this. And the funny thing with this is hilarious, is this is, you know, like Fat Boss TV. Oh, do you realise this website is in breach of the terms of use of World of Warcraft and you could be subjected to legal action? No, sorry. No, they do know. Like, this is crazy. And there's hundreds of these. A lot of them are scams. A lot of them are scams. Like, we just make a business. If you want, we can offer you a good service. To be honest, I don't want your busyness to exist. It is ruining the game. And I will take my time in reporting this website to the places. Have a good day. But yeah, I'm not, promoting you and go and buy from this website. It's probably a scam. But yeah, there's hundreds of them. And it's killing the game. And the issue why these exist so prevalently is because of these broken systems, and also because this looking for group tools sucks. It sucks. Like, you want to play with people? Yeah, good luck using this. Like, this is cool. He gets it. But this just doesn't work anymore. We need solo queue or something like Tinder where you just swipe people. That'd be good. And it matches you with similar rating. I think Stoops had that in one of his videos and it would work. Anyway, I'm going to stop this rant now because I don't want it to be an hour long. It's already on 28 minutes and a bit of a slog. But yeah, the main things that Blizzard needs to address is the systems that are causing a lot of friction to play with people, which conduits, the legendaries, gearing, it's going to be a part of WoW anyway, so. But the way they're going about the PvP gear at the moment, I don't feel is right. I feel like the amount of honor you need is absolutely insane to upgrade that gear. And other than that, the LFG tool needs switching. The amount of dailies are stopping people from playing together. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, hope you boys, I don't know, kind of agree with some things in this video and disagree. I want to create a discussion on this because I feel like the more people speaking about these issues, the less Blizzard can pull the wool over their eyes and put their ears and fingers in their ears and ignore. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and peace.